Hello everyone, my name is Garvin and I read things and rattle on about them on the internet for your entertainment. Today we're going to talk about Empowered, an American comic book series written and illustrated by Warren Adams. Now I talk about him in the written review that accompanies this video, so please check that out for more information. With that said, let's turn to Empowered. Empowered tells the story of a young lady who is empowered, by a super suit that gives her super strength and the ability to toss energy blasts. Now, you would think this is a pretty sweet deal. You wear a cool suit, you fight evil, you get to be awesome. Emps, as our main character is called for most of this work, however, gets a much worse deal. See, her suit is incredibly thin, and so even though she's covered from head to toe, it's incredibly revealing, and she has the body image issues that most modern Americans have. If that wasn't bad enough, the suit's also very fragile, and the more damage the suit takes, the less powerful she is. And while the suit will regrow and regenerate, it does so very slowly, and this makes her kind of a glass cannon. Her powers let her do all sorts of damage to all sorts of bad guys, in theory, but in reality, well, to be blunt, she can be taken out by a well-placed rose bush. Because of this, Emp's performance in the field isn't everything it could be, and that's putting it mildly. She often ends up overpowered, hogtied, and gagged. And that would be bad enough, right? But pictures and videos of this get spread across the entire internet, so everyone knows her as that one superheroine in the costume that always gets ripped up and then she gets tied up. So between being bullied by one of her teammates who is bullying her because she can't work out her own issues from being bullied when she was a schoolgirl, and the general contempt she gets from the public, Emps is not having a good time. However, it's not all bad. While she is being bullied by one of her more powerful teammates, there are people on the team who treat her with a level of respect or even friendship, and outside of her superhero team, she does find support and love. First with her boyfriend, Thug Boy, who she met on the job. You see, he was part of a super villain crew that was capturing her, and he kind of fell in love with her at first sight. Not just because she's easy on the eyes, although she is, and I'm sure that helped, but because it was very clear that this woman was not in it for glory or money, but was honestly doing her best to help people, even if her best sometimes wasn't all that great, which is something I think we've all experienced. There's also her best friend Ninjette, a ninja princess from New Jersey, because even ninja clans have to go where the work is. Ninjette also met Emps on the job by kidnapping her. This seems to be a recurring theme with her. But Ninjette was unsuccessful because while she subdued Emps successfully and tied her up, her minions didn't show up, leaving her stranded with Emps. And instead of trying to carry a full-grown woman back to her hideout, Ninjette decided screw this. She untied Emps and said, let's go drinking. They started talking about their shared woes, and the result of this was...
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup!
You want to go do karate in the garage?
Yup!
And while Emp spends most of the comic book stories being humiliated, defeated, or in various types of bondage, the series also gives her some wins. An early win is when she is able to imprison an alien demon lord, only because of storage issues with her team. By the way, her super team, the Super Homies, do not seem very professional. I just want to note that. Well, because of those storage issues, she ends up keeping an imprisoned demon lord on her coffee table. And despite being imprisoned, he is able to see and comment on everything going on, and every now and again, he actually has halfway decent advice for our heroes. Emps also manages to save lives and win victories, although often it's at the price of her dignity. But she is willing to pay that price to help people, which does make her very sympathetic. Couple things I do want to note, though, is while the tone of the comic is fairly comedic, there's a lot of gags and some slapstick, there are also some fairly dark plot elements here. Thug Boy's past, for example, is incredibly messed up, and Ninjette's past isn't any better. Even Emps has a boatload of trauma, as we learned, she got to watch her father die of an aneurysm before she was even 10 years old. So no one in this comic book is a well-adjusted person, but there are still laughs to be had. I should also note that this comic book does not shy away from more adult topics and themes. It often goes right up to the line on what it can say and show before becoming, quote, an adult comic, unquote. So in no way is this suitable for children. Please keep that in mind. That said, if you're of age, it's a fairly fun read. Now, it's on that note that I'm going to wrap up this video, although I do want to note, just like the last video, this was a patron-requested video, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a thank you for the patrons below, and if you didn't enjoy it, it was probably my fault. Either way, I hope you found this informative, or at least entertaining. If you did, please leave a like, a comment, or consider subscribing, as all that helps me in my eternal battle against the Dread Lord Algorithm. Terror be on his name. Next video, I'll be returning to mythology, and I hope you join me. But until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and of course, keep reading!